Pickle 1 Smart Glasses. Technology is getting to the point where your phone might not be the center of your digital life anymore. And this next device feels like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, except it's actually being built right now. Pickle 1 smart glasses are designed as a fully standalone AR wearable that works like a personal computer for your mind, capturing what you see and hear in real time and turning those moments into searchable memory. Instead of pulling out your phone every 5 seconds, these glasses keep track of context automatically using always-on cameras and microphones, then process everything through an AI system that builds what the company calls a personal memory graph. And the hardware sounds surprisingly ambitious. The frame weighs around 68 grams, about the same as regular glasses, but inside there's a Snapdragon processor, dual batteries rated for up to 12 hours, spatial audio, multiple sensors, and a full-color binocular AR display using waveguide optics. That means digital overlays appear directly in front of your eyes without blocking the real world. The wild part is how the software works. Instead of saving raw video, the system converts everything into encrypted memory fragments, so the AI can help you remember conversations, tasks, or places without storing full recordings. It's like having a second brain running quietly in the background. If this actually delivers what it promises, wearable tech could stop being an accessory and start feeling like an extension of you. AGIBOT G2. Robots are slowly moving out of research labs and into real workplaces, and this machine looks less like a prototype and more like something ready to clock in for a full shift. The AGIBOT G2 is a wheeled humanoid robot built for industrial environments, designed to work around humans while handling precise tasks that normally require skilled operators. Instead of walking, it moves on an omnidirectional wheelbase, which makes it faster, more stable, and perfect for factory floors where balance matters less than efficiency. The upper body keeps a human-like structure with multiple joints, allowing the arms to move with high precision and controlled force. What makes this platform interesting is the level of sensing and control packed inside. Each arm includes torque sensors, multiple degrees of freedom, and force feedback accurate enough for delicate assembly work. The robot runs on NVIDIA Jetson Thor computing hardware, processing vision, LiDAR, and camera data in real time so it can recognize objects, avoid obstacles, and react almost instantly without relying on cloud servers. Power also isn't a limitation here. Dual hot swappable batteries allow continuous operation, meaning the robot can keep working while packs are replaced, making true 24-hour runtime possible in production environments. This kind of machine shows where automation is heading. Not giant cages full of fixed robots, but flexible humanoid systems that can adapt to the same spaces built for people. Honor Robot Phone. Smartphones have looked almost the same for years, so when a company decides to redesign the camera itself instead of just upgrading the sensor, that's when things start getting interesting. The Honor Robot Phone takes a completely different approach by turning the rear camera into a tiny robotic system that can physically move. Instead of a fixed lens, the phone hides a motorized arm inside the body, and when activated, the module slides out and rotates using a 4-axis gimbal mechanism. This allows the camera to follow motion, stabilize shots mechanically, and even change position on its own while recording, almost like having a miniature film crew built into your pocket. The sensor itself is massive at 200 megapixels, mounted on what the company claims is the smallest 4-degree of freedom stabilization system ever placed inside a smartphone. Multiple micromotors control pitch, yaw, roll, and extension, letting the camera track subjects in real time while AI analyzes movement, sound, and framing to keep everything centered automatically. This design also allows the phone to react physically, not just digitally. The camera module can nod, rotate, or reposition depending on what the AI detects, creating the feeling that the device is actually responding instead of just recording. It's a strange idea at first, but if this kind of robotic hardware becomes reliable, phones could stop being passive tools and start behaving more like active companions. Owl3D Shift. Most monitors show you exactly what's on the screen. Flat, predictable, nothing surprising. But this next display tries to turn any normal desktop into something that feels closer to a hologram without needing glasses or a VR headset. The Owl3D Shift is a 14-inch secondary monitor that can convert regular 2D content into real-time glasses-free 3D, using a combination of eye tracking, AI depth estimation, and a lenticular optical layer built directly into the panel. You can drag a window, video, or even a game onto the screen, and the system generates depth instantly, creating motion parallax and stereoscopic separation, while still keeping the original 4K sharpness for normal use. Instead of relying on special 3D files files, the display analyzes the image live using local processing on your computer, then renders different perspectives for each eye based on your head position. A built-in camera tracks your movement in real time, so the effect stays locked even when you lean closer or move sideways, making the content look like it's floating inside the screen. The panel runs at 4K resolution in 2D, with around 2K per eye in 3D mode, reaching high brightness and wide color coverage while keeping a standard monitor connection through USB-C or HDMI. It's not exactly a hologram, but it's probably the closest thing to spatial computing you can put on a desk without wearing anything. Stream Ring by Sandbar. Most wearable tech tries to replace your phone, your watch, or your headphones, but this next device goes in a completely different direction by trying to become something closer to a second brain you can wear on your finger. The Stream Ring by Sandbar is a smart ring designed for private voice interaction, letting you capture thoughts, notes, and ideas instantly without pulling out your phone. Instead of always listening, the ring activates only when you press on its touch surface, turning on a directional microphone that records your voice, converts it to text, and sends it to an app where AI organizes everything automatically. The system doesn't store raw audio, only the transcription, which keeps the experience focused on privacy and control. The hardware itself is surprisingly minimal. Inside the ring, there's a capacitive touch sensor, motion detection for gestures, haptic feedback for silent confirmation, Bluetooth connectivity, and a small battery designed to last through a full day of normal use. The ring works together with a phone and cloud processing, where language models sort notes, generate responses, and even create a personalized voice that can read answers back to you. It doesn't try to be flashy or futuristic on the outside, but the idea behind it is huge. Instead of opening apps all day, you just speak, tap, and keep moving. Tiiny AI Pocket Lab. AI usually lives in the cloud, running on huge servers somewhere far away. But this next device tries to bring that kind of power into something small enough to carry in one hand, almost like having your own private data center in your pocket. The Tiiny AI Pocket Lab is a compact edge AI computer built to run large language models locally without needing internet access, subscriptions, or remote servers. The whole idea is simple but ambitious. Instead of sending your data to the cloud, the device loads massive AI models directly into its own memory and runs them on dedicated hardware designed for high-efficiency inference. That means private conversations, offline tools, and full control over how the AI works. Inside the small metal box, there's a custom ARM-based processor, a specialized neural accelerator capable of around 190 TOPS of AI performance, and an unusual amount of unified memory, up to 80 gigabytes, which is enough to load models with over 100 billion parameters without swapping to disk. The system connects through USB-C and works as a standalone inference unit or as a co-processor for a laptop or desktop. Because everything runs locally, there are no token fees, no latency from remote servers, and no data leaving your machine. But the trade-off is that performance depends on power limits and cooling inside a very small enclosure. It's not made for everyone, but for developers, researchers, or anyone serious about offline AI, this feels like a glimpse of what personal computing might look like in the future. Charge Disk Pro. Portable SSDs are usually simple storage devices, and USB hubs are just adapters, but this gadget tries to combine both into one compact tool that feels more like a mini workstation than an external drive. The Charge Disk Pro is a portable solid-state drive with a built-in multi-port hub designed to handle storage, video output, and charging at the same time without slowing down. Inside the small credit card-sized body, there's NVMe storage up to 4 terabytes, a USB-C connection running at 10 gigabits per second, HDMI output capable of high-resolution displays, and power delivery pass-through so your laptop or phone can keep charging while everything is connected. What makes this device different is the cooling system. Instead of relying on passive heat spreaders like most portable drives, this one includes a tiny internal fan and a metal core that pulls heat away from the storage chips, allowing the drive to keep full speed even during long transfers. That means fewer slowdowns when copying large files or recording video directly to the disk. It also works as a full hub, with extra USB ports and video output, so you can plug in accessories, connect a monitor, and store files all from a single cable. It's not the cheapest solution, but for creators or gamers who need speed without carrying a full dock, this kind of all-in-one design makes a lot of sense. Hitch-Home Duo V2. Camping setups usually take time, effort, and a lot of climbing, but this next invention tries to make outdoor trips feel more like unfolding furniture than building a tent in the middle of nowhere. The Hitch-Home Duo V2 is an inflatable hitch-mounted tent system that connects directly to the back of a vehicle instead of sitting on the roof or the ground. The whole unit stores inside a hard case attached to a standard tow hitch, and when you arrive, the tent unfolds downward and inflates into shape using air beam supports, creating an elevated sleeping platform without needing ladders or roof racks. The setup is designed to take only a few minutes, and once deployed, the vehicle can even detach and drive away while the tent stays standing on its own legs. Inside, the structure includes an integrated air mattress, adjustable support legs for uneven terrain, and reinforced fabric panels built to handle outdoor weather while keeping the interior insulated. Because the frame uses inflatable beams instead of metal poles, the whole system packs smaller than traditional rooftop tents, but still keeps you off the ground. It's a strange mix between a trailer, a rooftop tent, and an air shelter, but the idea is simple: faster setup, easier access, and less weight on the car. JIMMIL XP68. Outdoor gadgets usually force you to carry multiple devices at once, but this small tool tries to combine communication, audio, and mounting into something that fits in the palm of your hand without feeling like extra gear. The JIMMIL XP68 is a compact outdoor speaker with built-in intercom features designed for hiking, biking, camping, or any situation where you need quick communication without pulling out your phone. Inside the tiny body, there's a 5-watt full-range speaker, a microphone for push-to-talk use, and Bluetooth connectivity that allows nearby devices to talk directly or connect through a phone app for longer-distance communication. Instead of using traditional radio hardware, the system routes audio through your phone when needed, giving it global range as long as there's internet access. The design focuses on portability. The unit weighs under 80 grams, has a magnetic mounting system for attaching to bikes or backpacks, and uses a sealed waterproof housing rated for strong rain and outdoor use. Controls are simple, with a physical volume dial and a single talk button made for gloves. It's not meant to replace professional radios, but for casual outdoor groups, having speaker, intercom, and mount in one tiny device makes a lot of sense. Raychel AI Sleep Companion. Alarm clocks haven't really changed in decades, but this device tries to turn your bedside table into something closer to a personal AI system that watches your sleep, reacts to your mood, and wakes you up in a way that feels less like an alarm and more like a conversation. Raychel is a spatial AI bedside companion that tracks sleep without cameras or wearables, using millimeter wave radar and LiDAR sensors to detect breathing, movement, and body position while you rest. Instead of recording video, the system analyzes motion signals locally, then uses AI to estimate sleep stages, trigger gentle lighting, and adjust sounds depending on how deeply you're sleeping. Everything is stored on the device, so data stays private instead of being sent to the cloud. The design also includes an e-ink style display for ambient visuals, soft full-spectrum lighting for gradual wake-up, and built-in audio that can generate relaxing soundscapes or even AI-created dream stories based on your daily activity. Gestures can snooze alarms, and the system learns habits over time to change how it wakes you. It sounds futuristic, but the idea is simple: a smarter nightstand that understands how you sleep instead of just telling you when to wake up. OBSBOT Tiny 3. Webcams used to be simple, but this one feels closer to a tiny robotic camera crew sitting on top of your monitor, constantly adjusting itself so you stay perfectly framed without touching a single setting. The OBSBOT Tiny 3 is a compact 4K webcam with a built-in motorized gimbal that can physically move to follow your face, track motion, and keep the shot centered automatically. Inside the small aluminum body, there's a large CMOS sensor, dual-axis stabilization motors, and an AI processor that handles real-time tracking, autofocus, and HDR without needing extra software running on your computer. Instead of digital zoom tricks, the camera actually rotates and tilts to keep you in frame, which makes video calls and recordings look much more natural. The camera also includes multiple microphones with voice tracking, so the system can detect where you're speaking from and turn towards you, almost like a mini studio setup that works by itself. It supports 4K video, high frame rate recording, and gesture controls that let you start tracking or zoom with simple hand movements. It's not just a webcam, it's a smart camera designed for streaming, meetings, or content creation where you don't want to worry about framing every time you move. DJI Neo 2. Drones keep getting smaller, but this one feels like it was designed for people who want something you can launch in seconds without carrying a controller, a bag full of gear, or even knowing how to fly. The DJI Neo 2 is an ultra-compact camera drone built to stay under the 250-gram limit, which means fewer restrictions in many countries and a much easier learning curve for beginners. Despite the tiny size, it still records 4K video, uses a stabilized gimbal, and includes obstacle sensing with a mix of vision sensors and a small LiDAR module that helps it detect objects in front and around the drone while flying. Instead of relying only on a remote, it can launch from your hand, follow you automatically, or be controlled directly from a phone. Inside the lightweight frame, there's a brushless motor system, protected propellers, onboard storage, and a battery designed for short but efficient flights, usually around 20 minutes depending on conditions. Intelligent flight modes handle tracking, automatic return, and stabilized hovering, so the drone does most of the work for you. Even the transmission system can switch between direct Wi-Fi control or a longer range link when using a dedicated remote. It's not built for professional cinema, but for travel, vlogging, or quick aerial shots, this kind of pocket-sized drone makes flying feel almost as easy as taking out your phone.